You don't mention
I
it.
figured that out. Good job.
Alana's gonna walk out with you.
Okay, so
She
we're
just
gonna
has
go
a-
out together.
Yep, she has a real quick introduction. All set?
Okay, then we'll just make sure everybody's seated.
Wait, where should I stand, like in relation to him?
It doesn't matter. Just,
After your remarks, you're gonna have your seat.
so you just take your seat afterwards. What's gonna happen is you'll go up to the podium, I'll stand right next to you. You say what you're gonna say, and then, I'll probably give you a hug.
Cool.
And then you can just come on down and you can sit.
Awesome.
Okay, and then I'll say
That's it.
something nice about you.
Cool. Thank you.
And then we'll go on, all right? We all good? Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, accompanied by Ms. Ilana Simon.
Called 5-year-old Miller hepatocellular carcinoma. Thanks to incredible technological advances, the help of scientists, and the 5-year-old Miller community, I was able to identify the change in the DNA that leads to this cancer. Rather than trying to broadly learn about all liver cancers, I just examined a small, well-defined patient group, which is what allowed for such a precise discovery. With this knowledge, we're now working on developing the first diagnostic tests and new treatments for 5-year-old Miller. Last year, at the White House Science Fair, I met the president and got to discuss my research with him. It was such an honor to meet him then, and so it is with great pleasure that I introduce the president to you today.
Well, thank you so much, Alana, for that wonderful introduction. Let me just be clear. When I was 19, I was not doing genetics. When I met Alana at the White House Science Fair last year, she tried to explain her research to me. And to help her explain her findings, she made these giant pink chromosomes. Saw how they fit together. But I could not have been more impressed with Alana, and she represents the incredible talent and energy and possibility of our young people. And so I'm so proud of her, and I'm so grateful that she introduced me here today. And she's doing great at Harvard, from what I understand. So those of you who are interested in purchasing stock in her, I'm sure she has an agent of some sort. You can talk to her. We've got some folks here who are doing outstanding work to keep Americans healthy. We have America's Health and Human Services Secretary, Sylvia Burwell. You can give her a round of applause. Our Surgeon General, Vivek Murthy. We haven't had one in a while, so we're really happy to have him here. And he looks sharp in his uniform. We have Dr. Harold Barbas of the National Cancer Institute. We have the singing scientist, Dr. Francis Collins. And we have my science advisor, Dr. John Holder, who does not sing. For anyone wondering, is there a doctor in the house? We also have members of Congress who are here. Lamar Alexander from the great who is here. Now, last week in my State of the Union address, I focused on what we need to do to make sure middle-class economics helps more Americans get ahead in the new economy. We've got to help working families make ends meet, make them feel more secure in a constantly changing, dynamic global economy. We have to offer more opportunities for people to upgrade their skills for better paying jobs in this economy. We've got to build the world's most competitive economy. Science and medicine and technology, some of our strongest advocates for privacy, and perhaps most importantly, we've invited the most at stake in these efforts. And we're here to harness what is most special about America, and that is our spirit of innovation. Our ability to dream and take risks and tinker and try new things. And as a result of that, not only improve our economy, but improve the lives of men, women, and children for generations to come. And together, what's so exciting is that we have the possibility of leading an entirely new era of medicine that makes sure new jobs and new industries and new life-saving treatments for diseases are created right here in the United States. In innovation, we have to nurture innovation. We have to encourage it and make sure that we're channeling it in ways that are most medicine. After all, when American researchers developed a vaccine for polio, a program created by Congress helped to distribute it. A federally funded sometimes lead us down blind alleys, but it'll also tell us what we don't know, which then helps us figure out new pathways. And when things do pay off, then they create economic opportunities in ways that we could never imagine. So, Francis, Dr. Collins here, helped lead the Human Genome Project. It's already returned $140 to our economy. There's a huge economic stake in us tapping into this innovation. But as anybody who's ever watched a loved one battle with an illness, particularly life-threatening illness, I suspect that there's nobody here who hasn't been touched in some fashion by that experience. What everybody here understands is that the most important impact these investments can have can't be measured in dollars. If we have an opportunity to prevent hurt and heartbreak for more families, if we have the opportunity to help people live longer, happier, healthier lives, if we have the chance to make sure that a young person like Alana, who stricken by a disease before their life's even really gotten going, if we have a chance to make sure that they're okay and cured, and then able to make incredible contributions to our society, then we've got to seize that. We've got to go after that. And that's why we're here today. Because something called precision medicine, in some cases people call it personalized medicine, gives us one of the greatest opportunities for new medical breakthroughs that we have ever seen. Doctors have always recognized that every patient is unique. And doctors have always tried to tailor their treatments as best they can to individuals. You can match a blood transfusion to a blood type. That was an important discovery. What if matching a cancer cure to our genetic code was just as easy, just as standard? What if figuring out the right dose of medicine was as simple as taking our temperature? And that's the promise of precision medicine. Delivering the right treatments at the right time, every time, to the right person. And for a small but growing number of patients, that future is already here. Genetic testing for HIV patients helps doctors determine who will be helped by a new antiviral drug and who will experience harmful side effects. It cost about $100 million, and today it costs less than $2,000. Wearable electronics make it easier than ever to record vital signs from your blood sugar to your heart rate. Electronic medical records let doctors and researchers across the country collaborate more closely than ever before, and more powerful computers help us analyze data faster than ever before. So if we combine all these emerging technologies, we focus them and make sure that the connections are made, then the possibility of discovering new cures, the possibility of applying medicines more efficiently and more effectively so that the success rates are higher, so that there's less waste in the system, which then means more resources to help more people. Possibilities are balanced. So the time's right to unleash a new wave of advances in this area, in precision medicine, just like we did with genetics 25 years ago. And the really good news, this is how you know that the moment is right, is there's bipartisan support for the idea. Bill Cassidy, who also happens to be a gastroenterologist, recently called precision medicine an incredible area of promise. And potentially the personalized information that we need to keep ourselves and our families healthy. So let me just outline the facets of this. First, we're going to work with the National Cancer Institute. We want to find the genetic factors that can lead to cancer. And we want to use that. We need to make sure that our approach reflects the differences in technology. Join us in the second. And I'm asking entrepreneurs and nonprofits to help us create tools that give patients the chance to get involved as well. Because we want every American ultimately to be able to securely access and analyze their own health data so that they can make the best decisions for themselves and for their families. And ultimately, this has the possibility of not only helping us find new cures, but it also helps us create a genuine health care system as opposed to just a disease care system. Part of what we want to do is to allow each of us to have sufficient information about our particular quirks that we can make better life decisions. And that ultimately is one of the most promising aspects about this, making sure that we've got a system that focuses on prevention and keeping healthy, not just on curing diseases after they happen. Medical breakthroughs take time, and this area of precision medicine will be no different. But the patients with us this morning are living proof that the dawn of a new era has arrived. If we start today and seize this moment, and the focus, and the energy, and the resources that it demands, there is no telling how many lives we can change. And every single one of those lives matter. Bill Elder was one of Michelle's guests at the State of the Union last week. Where's Bill?
I want to hear more about what you're doing. Keep it up. I'll have you in there. Went someday. Good to see you, man. You look good.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, it does fit. I know, right? I gotta get one of those.
We can get one of those for you. We all got it. It's good to see you. Good, exciting. That's great. Yeah, I think he's got great potential. Thanks for all the good work on it. All right,
Thanks.
but we gotta
Thanks for doing it.
Keep driving it.
We will.
Good to see you. How are you? Mr. President, thanks again. Appreciate it. Hey, good to see you, Teddy. How are you? Great to be here. Good, good. That's great. Thanks for the good work. For cast of the year on our committee. I'll tell him you talked about it. Oh, well, you've done great work. So nice to see you. Good to see you. Possible. Yes. She'd like you. Abdul-Jabbar. Who's got the camera? Dan, you got one? Somebody take it? All right, who's taking it? Look at that. Good? All right. Thanks, guys.